And we're just going to address the elephant in the room. The problem is, y'all think y'all know Beyonce, and y'all really don't. Now, this is the thing. We did know Beyonce back when she first came out with Destiny's Child. We knew that Beyonce was a young Southern girl from Houston, Texas, and she was really sweet, and she was quiet and kind of shy, but when she got on that stage, baby, she transformed, right? So we get, her personality, her quirks and stuff like that in the interviews and things like that. But we knew she was a little private, a little secretive because, she did hide her relationship with Jay-Z back in the day, even though we all knew, but we didn't really know, right? And so what happened was Beyonce shot to superstardom and she got more and more private. And that's not a problem. That's not an issue because it happens, right? She was getting a lot of hate and scrutiny. And so what it looked like happened is that Beyonce got really, really private. She chose, the paths of, like, say, a Prince who had a very private personal life. No one really knew what was going on. And see, that was a dramatic shift because we all felt like we knew Beyonce because we got introduced to her personality and her family and all of this and all of these other things and movies and stuff like that. But then what she did was she retreated and she gave us a few doses of her in her documentaries and things like that. But that's all we got. We didn't get any more interviews. She didn't open up about a lot of things. And so we held on to those pieces of what we felt like we knew about her. And then not only that, what happened was because we didn't really know about what was going on with Beyonce, what was going on with her head, who she hung out with, what party she went to and stuff like that, we started gravitating towards taking things out of her music and associating what she said in the music with who she really was, with what her personality was, the things that she liked, that she disliked, the causes that she was for, the things that she represented. We did that. She didn't. And so therein lies the problem. People have attached all of these things to Beyonce because they really don't know who she is. They don't know what she represents. They don't know the true her. They only get bits and pieces of what she gives to us. And then we kind of create who we think she is in our head. But in reality, we really don't know who she is. And if you all think about it, that's kind of what happens when people don't know a person really. Like if it's a private person that that works with you, you all really don't know that person. You all just kind of put bits and pieces together. Like, oh, I think this person is like this because they do this, at their desk, or they do this in the coffee room. But in reality, we really don't know who that person is. And what happens is because we don't know who those private and quiet people are, and then we start making assumptions and we start projecting our beliefs on that person, and then it becomes a reality in our minds. And so what happens is that when that person does something to shift what we have created or what we thought or what we believed about the person, then it's all of a sudden like, oh my goodness, they're not who they said they are. But did they really say that's who they were? Or did you just create this image in your head about who you thought this person was? Because in reality with Beyonce has never really given us exactly who she was. Within the past, I would say 15 or so years, she's never really outright came and told her, this is who I am. This is what I stand for. Now, she has given us a little bit. Now, she did, state that she was voting for Kamala. She did endorse Hillary Clinton, and she, loved the Obamas. So we know that, from what we know, that she's a Democrat and that she's on that side of the field. But really, with everything else, we really don't know who Beyonce is. We really don't know who her close friends are. We really don't know what she likes to do for fun. We really don't know what ticks her off, what makes her mad, what exact causes that she stands for. Now, she does, she's a humanitarian and she donates a lot of money. And from there, we can draw that she's a giving person, that she's a nice person, things of that nature. But in reality, we don't know who the core Beyonce is and the true Beyonce is. And I think that's the problem when people see things that look different from what they believe Beyonce is, and that's why they go off the deep end and like, oh my God, we can't believe that Beyonce do this and that. But you don't really know who Beyonce really is. So I think what needs to happen is that people really need to pull back from trying to actually, in a sense, humanize and rationalize their favorite musical artist and just keep it at the music. Accept and love the fact that you love her music, that she's your favorite artist, that she's your favorite cowgirl, and keep it moving. Like, we don't have to dissect what's going on with her pockets. We don't have to dissect who she's hopping on yachts with. We don't have to dissect what she's doing in the bedroom. Like, just leave it alone. Be a fan or not be a fan, but keep it moving.